Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And I have a question for you all today, which is, do you think that cryptos will still hit an all-time high in 2021? Or do you think that the bull run is over and it's going to be taking some time? Let me know in the comments section down below while you also press that like button to help the video out. All right, so John Deaton, to start off, has said over on Twitter, in 2018, Ripple acquired a 9% stake in MoneyGram. The SEC allowed this purchase knowing that XRP would be distributed to MoneyGram and that MoneyGram would not hold the XRP but sell it on the secondary markets on exchanges to individual investors. And 2 years later, look at this. Ripple rivals Stellar in talks to acquire MoneyGram. The Stellar network is reportedly cooperating with global private firm Advent, but basically they have to go through the SEC and it just doesn't really make any sense. The SEC sued Ripple and claims that all XRP, including XRP sold in the secondary market by MoneyGram on exchanges like Coinbase to individual investors, were always unregistered securities. The SEC claims it filed the suit to protect individual investors from buying XRP, although the SEC claims that all XRP are unregistered securities and Brett Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen unjustly enrich themselves. It allows co-founder Jim McCaleb, though, to sell his XRP for hundreds of millions of dollars to possibly buy MoneyGram. Makes perfect sense. That part just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, first of all, why didn't they go after Ethereum? But second of all, why didn't they go after Stellar / Jed McCaleb? I mean, he literally is one of the co-founders too. But then again, why didn't they go after all the co-founders of the cryptocurrency or the company? I just don't understand why it's such a half-assed stance. I mean, maybe we're seeing it from the wrong viewpoint, but then again, it just doesn't really sound logical to me. If Stellar were ever to be sued once more, the same question could be brought up. Like, why did you allow us to buy into MoneyGram first and then all of a sudden deny everything? Like, what's going on? Unless MoneyGram has no real idea to use XLM for anything, but All right, the reason I asked you guys the question at the start of the video was for this, but before we get into any of that, make sure you check out the Bybit competition. A link is down below. We have 155 people who have already entered. Right now, there's 9,000 XRP to be won, but there's 4 more days to enter. Make sure you check it out. The competition is for 5 more days to the 29th. And basically, the more people get, the more XRP that can be won. In total, 30,000 XRP, so go check it out. All right, Bitcoin will hit an all-time high again this year. Crypto may be the inevitable future. And to the article's, favor, I should say, the majority of people that I speak to, they agree, saying, hey, crypto will be the future, and so an all-time high is just logical. The only question and the only theoretical that's not been completely fixed is exactly when. And think about this from a logical perspective. We cannot really assume that the forces basically would just take crypto to a new all-time high this year. We cannot just assume that. We cannot just know. So the only thing we can kind of imagine here is that at one point or another, crypto will hit a higher point. And that's something I can wholeheartedly agree with. That since crypto is going to be the standard, that at one point or another, it'll be higher than it is today. And it will be higher than it has ever been. That's the same thing for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And that's because we have a progressive stance towards crypto. And we think it's going to get more and more adoption. It's a fun part, though, because theoretically speaking, the SEC is able to kind of haunt all of that. I mean, one little small choice from them saying, hey, you know what, Bitcoin and Ether, you're also sued, and things kind of crumble for a little while. And I guess all the regulators in the US might try to stop it all, but ultimately, I don't think anybody can actually stop crypto except for crypto itself, or if a newer technology that's even better than it comes around. I guess that's one thing that could stop it. Right, then Ripple v. SEC lawsuit takes a surprising turn as new bombshell case springs up. This one also not that important of an article unless you haven't been paying close attention over the last couple of days. The most important part in this one is the fact that Ripple has been given an extreme advantage over the last couple of days, and I don't think people are actually given enough credit for how important this actually is. So the judge, of course, has to look at all the evidence, right, from both sides, and she's going to notice the defense the SEC had and the offense Ripple had surrounding what the SEC themselves have stated. And even though the SEC try to, with some circles, try to explain why the SEC opinions don't really matter that much. In the end of things, they gave confusion to the markets, and the market was confused. Even the SEC members, at least 40% of them, know it. And so the judge is going to look at that and be like, so you, SEC, want to dismiss this fair notice claim, yet some of your own members have explained that there really isn't that much clarity and that other parties couldn't have really known because it's so unclear and people don't know how to apply these rules. Yeah, I think that's going to be a major plus for Ripple. And some people have claimed that it's not that big a deal. I think it's extremely big of a deal. Extremely, extremely, extremely. And the SEC trying to play it off as if it's not justifiable, as if their opinions don't really matter. I don't think that's anything of relevance whatsoever. Everything they put in their letter, I think, is just garbage. And I put that on Twitter too as well earlier. It's a really garbage response as they didn't really address the claim itself, like Jeremy Hogan said a little bit earlier too. That's also what this is in here for. It's not even a small win. I think it's a rather big win. But then again, here they're talking about the deposition, which is also going to be pulling through, right? The 27th, so in about 4 days from now. All right, hidden bearish divergence could push Bitcoin back to low. Bitcoin price prediction analysis chart video. One thing I should quickly tell you guys is that there's always something that you can see, view, watch that is going to quote unquote take prices down. The only thing you should understand here very carefully is that there's always such a thing. And by the way, guys, my hair is still oh, wait, do I have hair? Yeah, I have hair. You guys didn't even know that. My hair is even wet right now because of the swimming pool. I just jumped out the swimming pool and was like, you know what? Let's record one. I felt like it. I had some updates to talk about. Everything is still dripping down. Little fun fact. But basically, this article talks about how there is a bearish divergence in the charts. And, well, that's been there for so many freaking times. I was actually talking with a couple of analysts earlier. When I say analysts, I just mean people who kind of trade for a living or who have a different living but just do a lot of big trades. Because, I mean, an analyst is kind of a broad little thing. Like, what does an analyst do? He could be a different profession, but he's an analyzer. I mean, it's difficult. And they basically speak of these bearish or bullish divergences quite often. Yet I always point to them that, hey, you told me last week there was a divergence. He's saying, yeah, I mean, that could mean something, but it doesn't necessarily have to. In all these cases, that's exactly the same situation. And if you guys really want, we can explain all these trading patterns piece by piece and explain to you guys how they could be relevant. But I'm not that type of guy. I'm the guy who likes to go look at the news and see how people should react following real utility, not some smaller price action or technical analysis just because I think that's going to make us less money in the end of things. But again, that's just a personal opinion. And then Amazon is looking to hire a digital currency lead. Amazon is looking for a digital currency and product lead as the internet giant progresses with plans to bring its payment system into the crypto age. Little fun fact, if you want to talk about Amazon and XRP Ledger, theoretically speaking, if the XRP Ledger federated sidechains proposal or amendment, I should say, pulls through, Amazon and things like that could theoretically be built on one of those sidechains. Pretty fun little fact. So it could theoretically speaking be built on top of XRP Ledger. The position, based in Seattle, Wash, will work within Amazon's payment and acceptance and experience team. The company is seeking an experienced product leader to develop Amazon's digital currency and blockchain strategy and product roadmap, according to a job posting on the company's website. You will leverage your domain expertise in blockchain, distributed ledger, central bank digital currencies, and to develop the case for the capabilities which should be developed. Drive overall vision and product strategy, and gain leadership, buy-in, and investment for new capabilities, the posting says. I do wonder about positions like this. Like, how can you measure knowledge in this part? Because it's so new, right? And is it more like, okay, so, you know what, you get the ropes, go build something? Because I'm also really kind of wondering how you're going to kind of set something like this up from the get-go. If you have to design it for a big company like that, it's a really intricate process, I would kind of think, right? So you need an entire team to start doing that. But even then, given the heads up for exactly what you need to do sounds like a really, really difficult task for me. And that's also why the Fed and all of those pieces take so much time to walk through all of this and write so many papers about it. But even writing those papers takes a long freaking time, man. Just thinking now about this job application makes me tired, just knowing how much you have to do. There's been chatter about so-called Amazon coin with job postings from back in February, hinting that a digital currency was in the offing. In order to own the vision and strategy for Amazon digital currency, the successful candidate will require a deep understanding of the digital cryptocurrency ecosystem and related technology, Amazon said. And then again, I'm now wondering, reading this last part, if they already have a plan and they just want you to kind of guide them through, or if they have an idea and you have to be the person who explains how to get there. It's a difficult little job posting. Because I would think, we know so much about blockchain, distributed ledger, and CBDC, but then again, to actually develop one is a different task. So literally the tech behind it. But then to design one is a completely different task altogether as well. For example, CBDC, that is. And Amazon did not reply to requests for comment by publication time. And I don't think they have that big of a website to actually be able to ask them. Pretty funny that they still do, though. That's pretty damn cool. All right, guys, make sure you check out the Bybit competition. A link is down below. And if you're wondering, yes, we are extremely bullish on XRP/Ripple. And as it currently stands, I don't really see anything negative right now. Just things are looking extremely, extremely good. And XRP, the SEC just wants maybe control, maybe just try for some money. I don't really know exactly what they did. Hopefully soon we'll find out why exactly they went after Ripple, not after Ethereum, and now not after Stellar. But for right now, I still think the Ripple test is going to be coming and all that good stuff. Things are looking good, guys. Things are looking really, really good.